something like Olivia is what I need to find. Some badass shit right there, guys. What's up, guys? You know who it is. It's your boy, JaretCampisi. I'm losing it, guys. I'm losing it. It was a crazy weekend, and it may or may not be carrying over into weekday. Is that in the way? No. Okay. Today, we have our first ever YouTube Q&A. Also known as question and answer. Okay, let's go ahead and get right down to it. You don't mind if I put my legs up, do you? Great, fantastic. So, gonna go ahead and pull up the little Instagram account here and go back to my post where I said I was gonna do a Q&A, and if you wanted to ask questions, this is where you do it. So, 19 comments. Thought I might get a little bit more, but hey, let's do what we got with what we got. Question number 1. I have really bad forearm pain, and this is brought to you by JaretCampisi. I don't know what kind of name that is. Alright, I'm just kidding, it's fine. I have really bad forearm pain while curling, whether it is a straight bar or easy bar. That's interesting. The pain comes especially when releasing the bar, and I feel it especially in the ulna. I don't know what the ulna is. I know a lot of people that has the same problem, the bicep peaks dough. Thank you for the question. So I believe the question is, how do you get rid of that forearm pain? A lot of the time when you're curling, the pain that you feel is actually coming from some of the tendons that run in here. I guess I'm wondering if it's forearm pain or if it's wrist pain. But I'll just tell you what I do. One of the things I do is I wear wrist wraps. I use the Rise Gym Gear wrist wraps, and it helps my wrist pain and forearms a lot. If it's not wrist pain and it's more forearm pain, then I'm guessing that might be some sort of grip strength issue. And actually, I would have probably told you not to use a straight bar. I would have said grab an easy bar and try that out. But if that's not working, try switching the dumbbells and see if that works. And the other thing is, try doing curls where you're actually pulling your arm up and supinating your wrist. Supinating is just a fancy way of saying turning your wrist out. Instead of keeping your arms straight in a locked position, and that may also help. Plus, if you want to zoom in right there on that, you can see I've got a bicep too. Thanks for the question. Moving right along. Consistently brilliant. Well, that wasn't really a question, but thank you, Relentless Pursuit. Lloyd's Fit said, do you think the injuries in your muscles, joint, or any of our body can heal by itself over time? That's a good question. I think that pretty much any injury that you have will heal over time. Time is pretty much the number one thing that will save you from continuing to re-injure things. And on the topic of injuries in general, there's really only 2 ways that you get injured in the gym. Lifting weight too heavy too quickly before you're warmed up to do it, and lifting weight with improper form. So as long as you warm up correctly and use correct form, you should never hurt yourself in the gym. And as to your question, yes, they do heal over time. Muscles heal quicker than joints and tendons. They can take a little bit longer, and you just want to make sure that you give it enough time to heal properly before you get back into exercises and fuck them all up again. All right. Janie02 says, how do I get a man like you to notice me? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at her profile. Okay. A bit older woman, but she looks fine. Well, first off, put more pictures of yourself up on your profile, because this is too much other shit. If you want me to actually notice you, you gotta put pictures of yourself. Second of all, show off a lot more cleavage. and a lot more ass.
Damn.
I'm just saying, but I have a girl, so if you're asking me personally, I am taken. So moving right along, let's see. Congrats, man. Favorite. Okay, this is Raja Theers Save. Where do people come up with these names? Jesus, whatever happened to just your name? Congrats, man. I'm not sure what the congrats was for, but thank you. Favorite back movement other than deadlifts? And is there a reason why you don't track macros? I like these questions. Favorite back movement other than deadlifts? I would say T-bar rows, hands down. They make me feel like a grown-ass man when I do them. Something about pulling a bar right up here in between your legs and knocking off your balls a little bit every now and then and just fucking squeezing that shit. Oh, it makes you feel good. So T-bar rows. What was the other question? Oh, why don't I track macros? Because I don't want to feel like I want to shoot myself on a daily basis. Who the hell wants to put food on a scale or like type in every single thing that they eat on a day-to-day basis? Shoot me in the face, guys. Come on. Do you think Arnold was counting macros back in the 60s? No, none of those guys did. The physiques that I want to look like are those golden era physiques. Now, I know that they were on steroids. I'm obviously not going to take steroids. Or am I? No, I'm not taking steroids. So obviously I won't be that big, but they weren't tracking shit. They were still shredded and they still looked amazing. So yeah, I don't want to live my life that way. And I hope that I'm proof that you don't have to. That's the whole point. I wanted to start sharing this stuff. Next question. Great question, by the way. DG Motivation. Nice work. Keep going. I have 2 questions. How do you get sponsors? And which program do you use for editing your videos? Thanks, kind regards from Uruguay. Uruguay. Well, hello from the States. Good questions. How do you get sponsors? Let's go to that one. Since I actually just picked up a sponsor today, my first official sponsor. I'm not going to announce it just yet, but I will tell you, and you'll probably see posts soon. The way you get sponsors is by offering something to a company and benefiting that company. So, for example, I'll just pick a company, Rise, for example, okay? When they first came out, I saw some of their products, their wrist wraps in particular, their clothing, their brand, and I just really liked the way that all their stuff looked. And so I immediately started taking photos, wearing their things, posting, wearing their stuff, cool posts, wearing it in my videos, supporting them. And then eventually got in contact, with the owners, with some of their other athletes, and sent them pictures and just supported them. Said, hey, here's photos, use them, love you guys, love what you're doing, I want to support you. And then eventually, that will grow, and eventually, so like basically, if you're not going to offer something to a company, they're not going to give you anything. So like, I see people post on Gymshark and say, hey, sponsor me. And then I click on their Instagram and I see that they have 400 followers and a bunch of cell phone selfies. Why the hell would Gymshark give that person clothing? How is that going to benefit Gymshark? Like, they're a business. A business' sole purpose is to make money. So if you don't have something to offer that company, then they're not going to give you anything. So right now, at this day and age, social media is huge. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You have to be able to have a market that says, if you give me $400 worth of clothing, you're going to get more than that back, or else it's not worth their time. So that's the sad reality of sponsorships and how it works. Guys, you don't need a sponsorship. Like, do your thing, do you, buy a couple clothing that you enjoy here and there, and who cares, guys? It's just clothes at the end of the day. Sponsored by Rise Gym Gear. Moving on. Oh yeah, you had 2 questions. What was the other one? Oh, what program do I use for editing videos? I use iMovie on my trusty Mac. That's actually right here. It's a program that comes with the Mac, super easy to use, super straightforward, and I absolutely love it. I know a lot of people use Final Cut and things like that, but for me, that's just what I use. It's really simple. Okay, moving on. Caleb Olson 21. How do you get all the clothing brands to sponsor you / let you test their products? Another good question. I kind of already addressed the sponsor one. As far as clothing brands sending me clothing, I think the main reason why people are going to send you clothing is because, one, I have a girlfriend who takes awesome photos, and I invested in buying a camera that was pretty expensive, and in order to take good photos. And so having good photos, having good content, obviously having a good physique, and having someone to take photos for you is really important. A company's not going to want to send you clothing if you're going to take cell phone pictures. That's a sad reality. And I will tell you one other thing, be different, guys. There's so many pictures of people lifting in the gym online that's like, come on, Jesus, do something else. Go out and go chop some wood or do something, you know? So how we originally got noticed by Gymshark is we went to the track on, it was Valentine's Day, right, teens? I think it was Valentine's Day. Yeah, they had that Valentine's Day thing where it was like, do something cool with your partner and whatever. And we took some pictures of us going out of the blocks together and like action shots, remember? It was sweet. And that's how they originally saw our stuff, because it was different than every other picture that was on there, you know? Remember?
It was from the iPhone too.
Yeah, and that was from the iPhone,
Yeah.
So if you do different pictures, you can even use an iPhone, you know? And then they got in contact with us and we started working with them, and next thing you know. So yeah, have quality pictures, be different, have a great physique, obviously. And yeah, that's what you want to do. Moving on. Marwin PL. Did you have any knee problems from running? Also, if you had, how did you deal with them? Also, how to improve self-confidence to feel better about your body, etc. So, knee problems. I did have a few knee problems from running. It was usually my left knee. The one thing that I did to help counteract that worked really well for me, is strengthen the muscles around your knee and increase your flexibility. So one of the exercises that's really good for that is leg extensions are really good for that, where you sit down and do leg extensions. Obviously, squats are really good if you do them correctly. And having a well-balanced strength ratio so that you're not super quad dominant or super hamstring dominant, anything like that. So flexibility, strength around your knee, and being well-rounded will help a lot. How to improve self-confidence. You know what, this is a question I actually get a lot, and the best way to do that is to be happy with yourself. Do things that make you happy. Forget about all the other people that tell you all the things that you need to do. Do things that make you happy. More specifically, I've always been a very confident person, and it's because I've worked out. It will completely change your life and your outlook on everything. Sometimes I'll be completely miserable, and then I go to the gym and I feel like I'm Clark Kent and Superman, you know? So being like training hard and putting healthy things in your body and taking care of yourself will improve your self-worth. That's one of the main reasons why I do what I do, because I want people to feel how I feel when you take care of yourself and you feel proud of your body. You only get one body, you know, and so you should take care of it and you should be proud of it. And there's nothing wrong with showing it off, taking your shirt off, flexing. Screw everyone, dude. So that's how you do it. Next question, Dragon Ace. Okay, since you suggested it, how did you pick up my girl back hello? And did you have any superstitions, rituals back during your track days or even now during competition weekends? Great question. How did I pick up Christina? Well, I originally met her, she was an athlete of mine, and we became friends that way. That's how I originally met her. But afterwards, we started coaching together, and I happen to have a very good charm. So it was quite easy to pick her up. No, actually, she was, it just started out as a friendship, really. And honestly, I think that's how all relationships should start out. If you don't have that initial friendship and that initial bond, if it's just strictly like a physical thing or like whatever, that's not gonna last. So just be yourself and, you know, be funny. I know a lot of people get nervous around girls and things like that. Yeah, maybe initially, but just be yourself, because at the end of the day, eventually that time period where you're trying to be somebody that you're not is going to wear off, and you're going to be yourself anyway. And so if they don't accept you for who you are, then you don't want to be with that person anyway. So I don't know if that really answers the question how I picked her up. Probably because of my abs. What did you like, Christina?
Nothing.
My personality, right?
No.
I made you laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made her laugh. I showed her my penis.
Oh God,
Laugh.
no. Yeah, I laughed.
During track, did I have any superstitions or rituals? I actually did. One ritual that I did is I always visualized the entire race before I ran it. And I visualized exactly what I wanted to happen. So if it was 110 hurdles, for example, I would literally sit down the night before and then like 10 minutes before the race, and I would envision the entire race. Coming out of the blocks, the gun going off, driving my knees up, coming up a couple of steps, hitting that first hurdle, driving down over the hurdle, and then literally running the whole race in my mind, finishing in first place and winning the race. And that's what I would do. That was my ritual. And I would do that before every single race. I would just go over exactly what I wanted to do in that race. And visualization is a huge thing in athletics, and everyone should do it. It helps with focus, it helps with your placing, it helps with everything. So, shit, I just clicked that. Okay. Here's a question from Khalil. Who is this? Oh, let's take a look at her profile. Oh, she's sexy. Oh wait, that's my girl. How do I get obliques to show? Stop eating ice cream every night, bimbo. And then she brings over boxes of C's chocolates.
I got them from a secret admirer from work.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay, turn the video off. We're done here. I need to go kill somebody. Obliques are from any twisting movements. So anything crunching to the side or twisting will be working your obliques. I don't even train my abs that much, guys. I honestly don't. Maybe once or twice a week I'll do like some abs at the end of a workout.
Like 30 seconds abs.
Yeah, like I don't do that much abs. I mean, you can see my abs are they're okay, right? They're on
I'm looking a little sloppy.
Are they really? I hate you so much. So, I hope that answers your question, Christina. If you enjoy, question from King Luke James. If you enjoy lifting and track, how do you maintain a balance in your training? It just so happens that lifting and track go very well together. That's why it's been so easy to make this transition from track to bodybuilding, because all I really needed to do was cut back a little bit on the running and up my calories a little bit, and I already had a weight training background and everything. So now I just run a little bit less, to be honest. And you know, I already had 10 years of running under my belt, so it's not like I am starving from more running. So I just always do my weight training first. That's your top priority. And then, well, if you're a bodybuilder, and then track and running workouts are later in the evening or in the morning, somewhere apart from lifting and stuff. Good question. Adam H23. What's up, buddy? Tips on getting a company to notice you. Start tagging them. Start tagging them in your posts, but don't be annoying. I don't like when people will tag me in a post that has nothing to do with me. Like, if you're gonna tag me, then it better be some sort of motivation, or it was a running post, or you're lifting, you know, something like that. So start hashtagging the company, using the company's hashtag, and start tagging them when you're wearing their clothing and their apparel and stuff like that, and start interacting with them on social media or whatever. See, here you go. This is about exactly what I was talking about. Fucking Christina.
It's funny.
Okay, another question from Adam. I eat pretty good. I'm trying to gain mass. What foods do you recommend to get those 3,000 calories a day? Excellent question. Foods that I recommend, good foods. First of all, you want to make sure you're getting enough protein, at least 1 gram per pound of body weight. So for me, I'm 180 pounds. I need to get at least 180 grams of protein per day to make sure, if you're trying to build muscle. Second of all, good foods to get those calories. Technically, they say it doesn't matter. That's if it fits your macros. So that's like if you have a certain amount of protein, a certain amount of carbs, and all that stuff. As long as you're hitting those macros, technically it doesn't matter. Foods that I personally eat, you want to eat stuff like lean proteins, so chicken, eggs, fish, lean cuts of red meat, that's your protein sources. Pair that stuff with rice, brown rice, white rice, whatever, potatoes, sweet potatoes, healthy carbs, complex carbs that are going to give you sustained energy for long periods of time. And oatmeal is very good. What else do I eat, teens?
I was
Fruits and
listening.
vegetables. Okay, so like a typical meal could be some chicken with some rice and some broccoli. You know, I know that's like super standard, but that's very typical because you're getting everything, and it's really just about eating a well-balanced meal, getting enough protein, getting enough carbohydrates for your energy, and getting enough micronutrients so that you can process everything that it needs to break down and build that stuff into muscle. So yeah, you have a little bit of flexibility there. You can still eat some ice cream. You can still, you know, have some chocolate now and then, but just make sure you're getting good, solid, whole, healthy, well-rounded meals.
This is 20 minutes. No one's gonna watch this.
Really? Holy shit. When people do shoulders, is also from Adam. This is our last one. Oh, actually one more after this. When people do shoulders and they do overhead press, will it build your shoulders more doing it behind your head or in front? I'm really curious. When it comes to doing shoulders overhead press in front of your head, one's not better than the other. They just do different things. So when it's in front of your head, you're using a little bit more of your front delt. And when it's behind your head, you're going to activate a little bit more of the, like probably the other two heads basically. It's still going to use the front delt as well. But I feel a little bit more all throughout my shoulder. But I can't personally go as heavy behind my head. So I would say behind your head is more of a kind of shaping the shoulder exercise. And in front of your head is going to be a little bit more of a compound movement to add some more mass to them. And then last question from my boy Luffy Joke. Tips on growing those big guns you carry, please. So tips on growing, guys, if you've followed me for any length of time, you know that when I started bodybuilding, my arms were just barely 13 inches, okay? Now they're very close to 16 inches. If I have a pump, they're well over. So how I grew my arms, stick to a good solid program. So you have to be consistent with your training. The good thing about your arms are it's biceps and triceps. Okay, your triceps actually make up 3/4 of your arm. So when you're looking at an arm, the biceps should only be 1/4 of your arm. So if you just train triceps, it's going to make your arm look stupid, and we don't want that. We're trying to build our bodies correctly. So you got to train bis and tris together. But you'll hit your triceps when you do all your pushing stuff, chest, shoulder, stuff like that. And you hit your biceps when you do all your pulling days. So all your rows and your pull-ups and all that kind of stuff is going to hit your biceps. So you're going to be hitting them indirectly on those days. And then I say also throw in one day where you just hit bis and triceps together, just to completely destroy your biceps and triceps. And I think as long as you're hitting them twice a week, either indirectly or both, if you're doing 2 arm days or whatever, and doing high volume. So lots of strict form, we're using good form on all the exercises, and then also overloading the muscle as well, where you're getting a little bit of the cheat reps in, going really heavy, and drop sets, supersets, just shock the muscle, feel it, and just like make sure you're actually using the right muscles to contract and pull the weight and stuff like that, and get enough protein, get enough recovery, allow them to recover, and they will grow. It just takes a little bit of time. Well, I think that's all for today, folks. If you want me to do another question and answer, be sure to like this video. If you've stuck around to the end, holy shit, you deserve some sort of medal. And thank you guys so much for your support. I know there's a bunch of subscribers from Damien's channel. Welcome, I hope you like it. This is the first time I've ever done a actually doing something video, so you know, a lot of the videos that I do will be something's actually happening. So I hope that they're more fun to watch than this one, or maybe you did enjoy this one, in which case, great. Hit that thumbs up, appreciate it. Share it with your friends. If you got comments, leave them below, and thank you guys so much. I'll catch you in the next one. And until then, stay jacked, my friends.